We're back here with another guest who is mixed race, I would say. This is Toyi. She's Marinette's first daughter and Marinette and firstborn. Yeah, that's true, firstborn. And it's interesting because we always felt that there are too many adults that we've had in this series, and that we need to.
She's an adult too. So what do you mean?
So when I mean she's
he must really be old. If
yeah,
he
young adult. Yes.
He must be old.
I'm trying not to have a reference to age. So anybody, we have too many above 30s.
No.
Above 30s like
don't
me.
Give away my age.
No, that's what I said. So yeah, we have too many above 30s here. So Toyi, thanks for coming around.
Thank you.
We've just been talking to your mom, and she's giving us a lot of insight. But it's been nice for us to have an idea of how you felt when you knew you were going to Nigeria. The first time you heard you were going to Nigeria. How old were you when you were told you were going to Nigeria?
I was 8 years old.
Was that a good or a bad thing at that time for you?
Young enough, but I don't think it was young enough.
So you were already like aware of things.
Yes.
And they were trying to change your whole entire life.
I remember the conversation going like, we're moving to Africa. I was not aware like that there was an Africa, like I was 8 years old. I was like, okay, so we're moving. And then we ended up going there, and it felt like it happened like the night they told me, and then the next day we were there. Like it felt like weeks. Like, and then we were just there. And when I tell you, the first thing that made me start to cry was seeing a goat on the side of the road.
Oh, that's a small thing now.
A goat.
But I said the boss with you.
One goat or many goats?
There was a goat.
Wait, but the goat
but the goat was peeing on the side of the road next to a man that was also peeing on the side of the road. I was just very upset. Just very upset. And like the goat was just like fine. He was fine. I was like, what is going on? No one was stopping him, nothing. Like I'm just like tears. Just tears, man. Just running down my face. The stench is hitting me. There's people at the stench.
I know. You don't have to answer. That was just a rhetorical.
I can't even put a name to it.
No, it's okay. You just glide over that.
Even just sorry for a Nigerian goat.
Billy the goat.
Even just the airport, it was traumatizing.
Oh, cool.
It was so traumatizing.
What was so traumatizing about the airport?
Because like they're just like everyone was just like packed in like sardines. Just in, like sardines, and then like you go outside, and then there's people like, hey, you want to change your money? Do you want like, what can I do? And blah, blah, blah. And just like I just felt so like jostled, you know. And I honestly, moving from South Carolina to Nigeria, I'd never seen that many black people, and that scared me more. that scared me.
That is something.
I never thought about that.
That is something.
I have never in my life, because we were in Simpsonville, and like we had a lot of diversity on our street as a whole. Like I grew up with Indian kids, white kids, black
we were the
kids.
only black kids.
Yeah, but
on
there
the
was
streets.
there was on our street, yes.
But there are other blacks around, but not
many.
Not only
Yes.
blacks.
Yes, like there were I think 3 that I was friends with in our neighborhood. But when I moved there, I was like, where's the white picket fence? I can hop back over to South Carolina. Like it was I felt very out of sorts. I felt very out of my comfort zone, and like I was not going to fit in. Like
and how long did that feeling last for? Not the out of your comfort, because I obviously there was the shock of you arriving and seeing the goat.
I'm not going back.
When you stopped seeing the goat, how did you start to think to yourself, am I going to survive here? How am I going to survive here? And I know you were 8 years old, but like you said, you were smart enough to know
you're in Nigeria.
You are in a different place.
Yeah, it took a very long time. It took a very long time, if I'm being honest with you, because I had felt like I had gotten to like a comfortable place in South Carolina, because our family had just done a lot of moving, and so that one being completely outside of the country was like on another level for me, just mentally, that I was not in the same environment. Like,
so what made you feel like you weren't in the same environment?
the people, the different languages,
Okay.
the food options.
No spiciness.
No, I love the spiciness. The food is actually what made me feel the most comfortable.
Oh, great.
Yeah, like I remember we went to someone's house for someone's party, and I tried puff puff, and I was like, I can deal with it. I can deal with it.
Puff puff
It's
is what?
fine.
How would you describe?
It's like a donut. It's like a
yeah. Sugar
donut without a hole,
The
like a round ball.
second I tasted it, I was like, okay, I can do this.
This is not so bad. Yeah.
I can do this. And then I had pounded yam, and I was like, I'm staying here for life.
It wasn't with Eforiro.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. It was amazing.
So the food, so the food helped you in some ways to think that I may be able to deal with this place. How do you think your mom and dad understood? Did you think they understood?
did you have a conversation with them about how you felt?
How you were feeling? Yeah.
I didn't because I didn't feel like I could do anything to change it. Like I
Okay.
can't be like, let's go back home.
Did they ask you how you felt, how you were doing?
I don't remember, but maybe you do.
Do you remember asking
I
them?
just remember seeing the tears. I just remember looking back and seeing the tears, and I'm thinking, oh crap. like I mean, but don't you remember the interviews? We sat down, GE had us sit down with different people and talk about. They had you speak with like kids. They tried their best to prepare, but nothing can fully prepare you.
To see a goat on the road.
Exactly.
It's not the
see the men. That's whipping it out.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Nobody in G, they themselves didn't have that in their
Okay,
rule book.
so I have this question because how do you think it could have been handled differently that would have made it better for you? Going to that.
I don't think there could have been any other way, honestly.
Yeah, good idea.
I think it's just mental preparedness.
Okay.
But just going would have been the only way.
I mean, one of the funny things she said was that, and you can't change that. There's so many black people.
I actually felt that.
And that pressure.
No,
by
it's
itself.
so true because I
Yes.
used to live in New Hampshire
Yeah.
where there was like 99% white. Forgive me if I'm wrong by a few points. And I expect to kind of feel white, not in a bad way, but I remember coming to Maryland and I'm like, whoa, man, there's so many black people here. So I can empathize with that. Being black, raised in Nigeria, everyone is black, and just living in New Hampshire for like, I think the first time I realized it was just about a year. It wasn't even that long, and I came to Maryland. I'm like, whoa, man.
And that's probably true. But I still believe that. What about your other siblings? I know they were much younger. I mean, Hannah, Zoe, and Aya was a baby anyway. How do you think did your relationship? How was your relationship when you guys moved back to?
We were all out of sorts, honestly. We were all out of sorts. I remember our first apartment there. We were all.
Oh, that was the one in Bodyland, right?
Yeah,
yes.
We were all sharing the same bed, and I just remember Hannah and Zoe, like, they were just, like, they were trying to take it well, but it was honestly me, and I'm not trying to be, like, focused on, I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I was really just focused on myself, like, how am I going to survive this? Like, they're fine, but honestly, I think they assimilated better because they were younger.
I'm sure.
You
came at the very. That age was
4th grade. You're going into the 4th grade. Hannah was going into the 2nd.
You mentioned the people being different and Billy the goat with Billy's owner, like giving you like a shock. Was there any other thing that was different? Because as a kid, you may not notice a lot of differences, but what made it also different, apart from those things? Is there any other thing that comes to mind?
Yes, seeing homeless children. I'd never.
Oh yeah, the beggars on the street.
Yes, like just like coming up to like the car door and just being like, Ma, and I'm like, I'm 8 years old. I don't know who Ma is. I don't know what you need. And just like
Was this when you were going to school or where you just?
No, like this was I think before I even started school. Like
literally just arrived.
When you just arrived.
Yeah.
Just seeing homeless kids, it really did something to me because I was genuinely scared. Like for them, I was like, where are their parents? Why are they on the street? Like, what is, like, why are they there? And I was just so confused, and it just made me scared. I was like, am I gonna be on the street too? Like, what's happening?
Wow, that's strong.
So I think it's important to note here, if you know anyone relocating back to a place that they see things they're not used to have those conversations, because that's something we would not think about. And even if you've never lived in a place like that before, being an adult, you can rationalize things kids can't rationalize.
But that's very academic. The truth about it is they tell you have to go.
Yeah, I know.
And
but
when they
just
tell you have to go, there's only so much research.
But wait,
because I couldn't even go or anything. Because my first visit there was when I moved there.
Yeah.
So
there's so much.
I agree with you. I'm just saying, while you're in Nigeria, like, you know, or in any other place that is so, like, you know, culturally, maybe just, and it may not have worked, we don't know, but I feel like she said she thought she was going to be homeless. That hit me hard. But she never shared that with you.
No.
No, but yeah, exactly.
So I'm just trying to see, but I'm saying, if I was
if you were good, yeah, that's true. But if you're moving to, let me put it this way: if you were moving to
London,
there are many things that I would tell you about London, but there are things that I cannot tell you about London that you have to experience.
So I'm saying
there's only so much you can.
Which is true.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, you know, maybe even now with our families, just having conversations.
No, but even if you have the conversation, there's still no.
But maybe she may have told you what will happen, Mom, if I become homeless. I'm not saying I don't know.
When she got there.
When she got there.
Oh, you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm saying, no. I'm not saying before. I'm saying when you get there, just even now.
But I think it would have been difficult for you to, if I think about it, you wouldn't have had that conversation with Mom because you would.
No, I disagree because I think there are times like I just see and I think it's a stage we all go through, and maybe around that age where you feel what will happen to me if my parents die. I thought about it. I remember thinking about it. I never shared that with my parents, but I think my daughter has mentioned it a little. That what will happen.
But exactly, a lot of people would never mention that. And the reason why she probably wouldn't have mentioned that is because there was a finality to her trip to Nigeria. If there was no finality to her trip to Nigeria,
we're only going to be here for
2-3 weeks or 12 weeks or 3-6 months, she probably would have brought all these things up.
Mm-hmm.
But when they've told her you're moving to Nigeria, and they haven't told you whether there was a return date. So
one thing I do with my daughter is, or even my son, though he's harder because he's not very talkative like both my daughter and myself. But when I see a change in countenance or anything, I go after it. Now, she may still not share everything. In fact, there was a time she said something happened at school. She still till today hasn't told us what it was. But I don't know what, it was not even, it was my husband that discovered, like they were just having a conversation, like how was school, is there anything, did anybody, and she said, oh, somebody said something to me. And we asked her what, till today she didn't tell us. But we said, okay, how are you feeling? Is it okay? Are you okay? She said, yeah, I dealt with it. It was not okay, but I'm dealing with it. So I'm saying having conversations, just regular conversations. Talking and going, if you feel like there's something wrong, it's sometimes scary because you're also trying to cope with moving. Right. She's not the only one trying to cope with, but I'm just saying.
And I don't even know how to articulate it. How to articulate the feelings of.
Yes, that's another thing. You are assuming that she understood the context in which she had found herself. Everything was new and really, this is a shock. Look, when you say shock is shock.
I know two words.
That's it. How did other kids, when you went to school, what happened? How did you get them?
Well, I actually really liked that my school, AIS, shout out to you, was really diverse because that really helped me feel more like South Carolina.
AIS is what?
The American International School.
Very important for people to know, just in case they want to move.
Yes.
Just in case they want to move to Nigeria, they can. It's expensive, Shao.
It's expensive. So a shout out to AIS there. No, but really, that's also trying to find something familiar.
Yeah, that was a common ground.
Yeah, that was awesome. So there was a really good mix, and I didn't feel like there was the pressure to just be, with the black kids or just be with the white kids or Asian kids
or anybody else.
Yes, exactly. Which is exactly how I was when I was in South Carolina. So I felt very comfortable about that too.
So it just gave me an idea that if we're relocating, if we can, even though we don't want to stick to our comfort zone and not integrate, but having some sort of comfort zone, maybe comfort for actually our younger kids that can verbalize the things or the emotions that they may be feeling. So it may be an important thing to kind of find a way of integrating
play groups is probably the best
That's actually true.
Actually, for your younger kids, don't just young them.
If you relocating, you have to put yourself in their shoes. I think instead of just thinking about yourself, because you're thinking about yourself. You think, okay, oh, I need to get them. You think sometimes
Yeah,
I think you think
about them, but we're not thinking of how they would feel.
Yes, well, there's a difference between thinking about what you think is best for them, but sometimes thinking about who they are as people. So if you knew that there's some kids that are will not be a problem because you put them in.
They're naturally outgoing.
You put they're an extrovert example. I put them in Afghanistan. They will blend in.
But also, and you're right. But I think maybe what may have helped her too, even though you think you couldn't have prepared as much, but those preparation probably helped her.
But there's some kids that would have seen that goat.
And be fascinated. Wow!
Mom, that's a goat!
What is it?
It just happens to be Tony that cried and traumatized her. But some kids will be like, that's it, and that guy, who's that?
And that reminds me of a friend.
And they start to love it. They just start to love it because of that.
Because it's so different. Wow,
Yeah.
you're so fast.
Yes, because guess what? Not just that. They probably hated where they were coming from anyway, from South Carolina.
That's true. Sometimes where you're coming from, so maybe for example, they've been through bullying, whatever, and maybe it's changing it, may be a good thing.
Yes, because even those black people that you're talking about, if you think about those black people that you're talking about, sometimes I think, I'm home, man. I'm home. And this, Mom,
but you still feel the difference. But it may be and where you're coming from.
Yes.
It depends on who you are.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. Because when I was in South Carolina, I remember myself being very confident, but within like certain people, like only around certain people was I ever
groups,
yes, that I was ever like my most truest self. So when I moved to Nigeria, I felt like I had to like dampen that because I didn't know anyone, no one. Like even though I felt like everyone looked like me, I also knew mentally that they're not like me.
They don't sound like you.
Yes, and.
Well, did you ever think that you were, even as you were growing older, did you ever think that you were privileged?
I didn't. Well, for one, I didn't fully understand that I was Nigerian until I moved there.
That's interesting. What was the I know nobody told you that you are Nigerian, but what was the thing that made you
realize
that you are Nigerian?
When I would tell people my name and they would say it has a meaning, because I didn't know that my name had a meaning until I spoke it.
Yeah.
And they were like, say it like this, say it like a Nigerian, and I would like be like, oh, okay, like I'll try and say it, and they'd be like, do you know what it means?
That's a good thing.
And I'd be like, no, I don't know what it means. And then they would be like, it means God is worthy to be praised. And I'd be like, how do you know that? Like, how do you not know that?
Wow. But that should have been a real positive because in terms of the fact that it's there to give you an identity.
Yeah, it was.
Because if where you came from was, you lived life like every day was okay, diverse, whatever, but the fact that you moved back, with even all the culture shock, it's interesting to know that from just the name, you start to have an identity, which is, if I say, with all due respect to your mom is African American. That identity was lost many generations ago.
Yeah.
So for you, that started to
like filter back in. Yeah.
So
and maybe funny enough, if I think about it, that even helped Marinette think that okay, I'm connecting back in some.